Do not post your referral code in the comments section. Doing so will result in being blocked and banned. Thank you. Hi guys, Jaybo785 here. Just doing a quick update video about what's been going on. Sorry about the lack of recent video updates. I actually had a couple really nice ones posted and had to take them down for licensing issues. So, documents like Microsoft Word and such, I can't put up. So I have to find an alternative to that. I also had a really nice first view video for you on how to get the pop star and the little sequence that came through that, but I had to take that down also. So, that being said, just a couple things that I'm going to go over real quick are Tears of the Moon review, Gold Dragons, what they're good for, SR and SSR odds. I'm going to try to post another video sometime soon on how to run an order and the options and extra tabs that go along with that, where to put your tribute points, the winners of last week's competition, and just some plans for, next videos, and also just a quick tad bit of information that was released today, is at 8/8/12, Lucy will no longer be the referral code. A new card will be released then. What that is, I do not know, but I will try to find that out and post a new video up on that as soon as possible. So, let's go ahead and do a quick review of the Tears of the Moon. Basically, in a nutshell, this. From waves 0-50, and I'm going to use waves and quests interchangeably. From waves 0 to 50, decent stuff. Especially if you're a new player, you get some high normal skilled and high normal, just regular powerful cards. So good, evolving material somewhat frequently. You can actually get some pretty powerful cards for your level at that time. From waves 50 to level 100, you get some really nice stuff. Actually, some of the best feeder material in the game. If you get a card, it is a high normal or high normal skilled card. So you can just constantly farm a ton of stuff and sell that off for holy powder and actually make a really good profit on that, or actually power up your cards really, really fast. Of course, as you probably already know, that if you get both the treasure set and the treasure set plus, which give out the werewolf, the god card Lampa, and then of course the samurai looking one, Astro or Afro, whatever his name is, then you get the plus version and the regular version, and upon reaching wave 100 and defeating that boss, you also get Master Popstar. A quick review of Master Popstar. She's a lot like a more powerful Gwen, but actually worth having in your deck. The only downside of her is, since she's an SR and then eventually maxes out at that SSR status, is that it takes a lot of feeder cards to get her up. And then, of course, once she's maxed, or upon maxing her in that final nickname form, it's really hard to get her skill level up unless you're using, like, high rare treasure cards. Which, that's also a good tip for you guys, is that if you're looking on getting your cards' stats up, like their skills up, use high rare treasure cards, which cost about 1 HP to 2 HP per. Because, as you already know, the rarity of the card that you're trying to max and the rarity of the card that you're using as fodder affects the percentage of that. Rage of Bahamut site, and then Rage Trade Blogspot has a really good chart on that. So check out those two websites. Just get in the little Google machine there and type that in, and you'll be able to find that. So, I hope that kind of sums up the Tears of the Moon review. Once you reach wave 100 and beyond that, since the amount of stamina that it eats up is not the same as the amount of stamina that you get, it's not worth spending your time on. And one thing that I noticed is, of yesterday, I didn't check today, the number one ranked player is 9,742 waves in, okay? They have 800 plus cure waters to also use. And one of the things, I've no lifed it a couple days, and I'm only able to get through a couple waves. One thing that they do is they'll click on the battle menu, exit out, re-enter it, and click on it again. That way you don't have to go through the battle sequences or the reward scene sequence. So it takes a fraction of the time. I don't recommend that you do that, because the Tears of the Moon, their special events, those tiers, T-E-I-R, okay? So that tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, of that 20% off, 30% off, and eventually that 50% off with that bonus card, you miss out on that sequence if you don't let it load, okay? So mass clicking, you lose out on that sequence. Me and my buddy, I'm on wave 180, and I quit doing it. because it's a waste of time experience, especially for the rewards. After Wave 100, I was getting like Kid Vampires and Gold Dragons were the best stuff I was getting. Every once in a while, I get an Angel Queen if I was lucky. So at level 180, my buddy's Wave 100. Okay, so me Wave 180, him Wave 100, so 280 total. We've both together have only reached tier level 3 times. Personally, I got one Angel Queen, which really ticked me off. 10 personal holy powders, which isn't a bad reward, but I wish that they were personal holy powders. And let's see, he also got 10 personal holy powders. So, you know, if you get a Devil Queen, which are now going for 35 HP per, yeah, it's great. But you're going to eat up a ton of holy powder, or I'm sorry, you're going to eat up a ton of cure water to get to that point. So it's probably not worth your time or effort. So, I mean, you can figure out the percentage if it's basically tier level 3 comes about once every 80 waves. Maybe I'm just really unlucky, maybe he's really unlucky, but, you know, I was spending a crap ton of cure water trying to do my best every time to get that, and it just wasn't happening. And my stamina is 350 points, so I thought I had a pretty good chance. Speaking of gold dragons, what are they good for? Basically nothing, okay? You sell them for 30,000 rubies, or you can use 10 of them as card maxing fodder, and that gives you about 30% of one level, okay? So, pretty damn worthless. Maybe if you're maxing out like an SR, SSR, or a legendary card, those last couple levels, it would be worth using them for, since it does give 30% of a level. But I honestly don't think so. This is one of the only cards where using the Sell and Continue Quests tab is actually worthwhile. Speaking of those SR and SSR cards, I've been researching what the percentages are of getting one of those cards out of a pack. Excuse me. Here in the United States, any game of chance that you play, so like on a pack of cards or on like bottle of pop, anything like that with a competition or a ratio of winning, you must post the stats in the ratio of the chance of winning the prize, okay? Even on like a bottle of pop, on a bottle of Pepsi, if you look at it, it says 1 out of 12 bottles and you have a chance of winning a free bottle of pop, okay? Rage of Bahamut does not do that, and it will not post those stats. I've actually had members of my order email them saying, hey, what's the ratio of getting an SR, SSR? And their response was, we do not release that information. Do not ask us again. Which I honestly think is bullshit. Because I understand, you know, it's a game to make money. And to keep the market fair and to keep the competition fair, you know, you have to make those really high rare cards hard to get. That I understand. All I'm asking for is release that information so that myself and other players can make a consensus, make an informed buy. That's all I'm asking. So I think it's absolute bullshit when they're saying, "Oh, double chance to get an SSR card." From what I've seen, it's a 1.5% chance of getting an SR and a 0.5% chance of getting an SSR, which basically means that you have to buy tons and tons and tons of packs and sell just spend a crap ton of money to even get a chance. Not guaranteed, but just to get a chance. Your name in the pool of sense to even get one of those cards. And I got that information off of GameFAQs.com and a couple other forum sites. People have spent X amount of dollars, and this is the chance that they've gotten. So I hope that helps you out, and I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. All I'm asking is provide me the information so that I can make an informed decision. Alright? Like I was saying, I'm going to try to make another video on how to run an order. I actually had a really nice one, and it was on my buddy's account. He was nice enough to let me borrow that. So I'll have to probably get an HDMI cable or something like that so that I can do that legitimately and show you on that. So moving on, I've had a lot of newer players, or even somewhat veteran players, experienced players, ask me, when should I stop putting points into my stamina and start putting them into attack or defense? And I basically say this. Dump everything into stamina until you get to the point where you have to battle for those treasures. Once you get to that point where you're having to battle for those treasures to get those treasure cards, make sure that you have enough attack points to basically use up 5 of your best cards in your deck, and continuously enough attribute points to use the best 5 cards that you have. So if you have 5 really good cards but not enough tribute points, raise it. And basically do the same for defense and the same stats. If you have 5 really good defense cards but not enough defense points, raise that. Okay? Defense, in my opinion, is probably the least valuable skill to pump points into, unless you're the defense later for something like Holy Wards, because when you get attacked, it only takes up 5 points. Okay? So you can have 120 defense points and have 5 amazing cards and get attacked 4 times before you start losing one of those card spots, okay? Because as you lose those defense points, you can then only use your top 4 and then a weaker 5th card. So I hope that makes sense. But basically what I did, guys, and what I recommend that you do for attribute points is dump everything into stamina, do all the quests, because for every quest that you complete, you get 1 attribute point bonus. And, do Tears of the Moon event and just keep dumping it into stamina. And, of course, a little bit of attack, a little bit of defense, but mostly just stamina. And then when you get to the point where you have really good, powerful cards in attack and in defense, start putting everything into attack. On my personal account, I have 350 stamina, almost 400 attack, so I can basically attack 4 times before I need to use a Holy Powder, and only 105 defense, because I'm still working on building my defense up. I hope that sums up everything for you guys. Also, speaking of winning and competitions and stuff like that, last week's competition and the essay was, what are you doing to improve yourself or to help somebody else? What's a good deed that you've done? And I got a bunch of really good submissions. So I couldn't choose just one winner. So you know what? They all win. And I sent them a small token of appreciation as a reward for that. This week's competition, since I have 100 and I believe 3 or 108 subscribers now, is I want you to tell me a funny personal story, okay? Please don't post your contact information or, use full names or anything like that. Kind of keep that discreet. But a funny story that happened to you. The example that I'm going to give you is my friend, who is very strict with her border collie, won't let her get petted or won't let her enter the room until she says it okay. I was feeding her dog donut holes. And she got really ticked off and started yelling at me, "Why are you feeding my dog donut holes?" Without missing a beat, I looked at her and went, "I'm training your dog to be a police dog." So I thought that was pretty damn funny. And if you have a story like that, post it in the comment section below of this video. And, this week what I'm planning on doing is maybe have a top 3 rather than everybody winning if I have at least 10 people submit. If not, I'm going to just choose one winner and try to send them a rarer card than what last week's winners won. So, I hope that you participate. Please join in on that. Let's see. As far as videos that I'm going to be working on in the future, when I do get an HDMI cable and learn how to basically record off my phone, I'm going to start redoing some of the old tutorial videos, because those videos do contain a lot of really good information, but I believe doing a step-by-step, sequence of that will really help players connect that information into practical use. I'm going to also try to do a video on skills and percentages of that. I had a really nice one, but unfortunately I couldn't get it to upload because of technical difficulties. Let's see. One other thing I'm going to say is, as more people continue to subscribe, I'm going to try to do more competitions. I think I have 103 right now, so when I get 110 subscribers, then I'm going to try to do another video, and of course, continually improve the prizes. I'll admit they're not going to be something that just wows you, but it's going to be worth your time to participate. Plus, what do you have to lose? Why not join in? So guys, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Basically, continue to watch, continue to subscribe, hit that like button. If you have an extra advice laying around, use my referral code RUM26800, because I really appreciate that. That gets you a rare card, gets you 100,000 rubies, does the same for me. And, guys, if you have any questions, be sure to message me in game, Jaybo785, or post them down below, and I'll do my best to answer those. Alright, guys, well, y'all take care, have fun, enjoy the rest of your summer, and I will post another video soon.